Emily and Jake Thompson lived in a charming brownstone in Brooklyn, New York. To their friends and family, they were the epitome of a perfect couple. Successful, attractive, and deeply in love. Emily, a graphic designer, and Jake, a financial analyst, had built a life together that seemed enviable. But behind closed doors, their intimacy was strained. Emily, who had been a virgin before marriage, struggled to express her needs, while Jake, though loving, felt inadequate in the bedroom. Their love was strong, but their physical connection was fading. One evening, after another quiet dinner, Emily confided in her best friend, Claire, over margaritas at a trendy rooftop bar in Manhattan. Claire, always the bold one, suggested, "Girl, you need to take control. Get yourself something to help." Emily hesitated but eventually ordered a discreet package online. When it arrived, she hid it in the back of her lingerie drawer, using it secretly after their intimate moments. Jake, oblivious, continued his routine, unaware of the growing distance between them. One rainy Thursday evening, Jake came home early from work. As he walked up the stairs to their apartment, he heard a sound that stopped him in his tracks. Emily's moans, loud and uninhibited, echoing through the door. His heart raced as he fumbled with his keys, unsure whether to feel turned on or betrayed. When he finally opened the door, the sound stopped abruptly. Emily emerged from the bathroom, flushed and breathless, her eyes wide with shock. Jake stood frozen, his briefcase still in hand, as the truth hung heavy in the air. That night, they sat in silence on their plush gray sofa, the tension palpable. Jake finally broke the silence. "Emily, what's going on? Why didn't you talk to me?" Emily burst into tears, confessing her feelings of dissatisfaction and her fear of hurting him. Jake felt a mix of anger and heartbreak but knew they needed to address the issue head-on. "We're in this together," he said, taking her hand. "Let's figure it out." The next morning, Jake called his college buddy, Ryan, who lived in Chicago. Ryan and his wife, Vanessa, had been married for 10 years and seemed to have a thriving relationship. Over a video call, Jake spilled his guts, feeling both embarrassed and relieved. Ryan chuckled and said, "Man, you're not alone. Vanessa and I went through something similar. The key is communication and maybe a little experimentation." Jake hung up feeling hopeful but unsure where to start. That evening, Jake surprised Emily with a date night at a cozy Italian restaurant in Brooklyn. Over plates of pasta and glasses of red wine, they talked openly about their feelings for the first time. Emily admitted her fears, and Jake confessed his insecurities. By the end of the night, they made a pact to explore solutions together, no matter how awkward it might feel. Inspired by Ryan's advice, Jake suggested they visit a sex shop in Manhattan. Emily was hesitant but agreed, intrigued by the idea of stepping out of her comfort zone. The shop, tucked away in the East Village, was filled with colorful displays and curious gadgets. They laughed nervously as they browsed, eventually picking out a few items to try at home. The experience brought them closer, breaking down the walls of embarrassment and insecurity. That night, they experimented together, laughing at their awkwardness and rediscovering each other in a new light. For the first time in months, Emily felt truly connected to Jake. "This is just the beginning," she whispered as they fell asleep in each other's arms. A few weeks later, Emily stumbled upon an ad for a couples retreat in Sedona, Arizona. The retreat promised to help couples reconnect through workshops, therapy, and adventure activities. She showed it to Jake, who was initially skeptical but agreed to give it a try. "What do we have to lose?" he said with a shrug. The retreat was set against the stunning red rocks of Sedona, with luxurious tents and a serene atmosphere. On the first day, they participated in a communication workshop where they learned to express their needs without fear or judgment. That evening, they joined a sensual dance class, moving together in a way that felt both intimate and freeing. By the end of the night, they felt closer than they had in years. The next morning, they attended a tantric yoga session led by a charismatic instructor named Maya. The session focused on breathing, touch, and eye contact, helping them reconnect on a deeper level. As they sat facing each other, their hands intertwined, Jake felt a surge of emotion. "I've missed this," he whispered, his voice cracking. Emily nodded, tears streaming down her face. "Me too." That afternoon, they went on a guided hike through the red rocks, holding hands and talking about their dreams for the future. For the first time in a long time, they felt like a team. On the final day of the retreat, Jake surprised Emily with a hot air balloon ride at sunrise. As they floated above the breathtaking landscape, Jake took her hand and said, "Emily, I love you more than anything. Let's never stop exploring together." Emily smiled, her heart full. "I love you too, Jake. This is just the beginning." When they returned home to Brooklyn, they felt like a new couple. They had learned to communicate openly, explore their desires without shame, and embrace the adventure of their relationship. Back in their daily lives, Jake and Emily made a conscious effort to keep the spark alive. They scheduled regular date nights, tried new activities together, and continued to explore their intimacy. Jake even started reading books on sexual wellness and attending therapy to address his insecurities. "I want to be the best partner I can be," he told Emily one night as they cuddled on the couch. Emily, in turn, became more vocal about her needs, guiding Jake in ways that made them both feel fulfilled. Their love grew stronger, and they felt more connected than ever. A few months later, Jake threw Emily a surprise birthday party at their favorite rooftop bar in Manhattan. As their friends toasted to her, Jake stood up and gave a heartfelt speech. "Emily, you've taught me so much about love, patience, and adventure. I'm so grateful to be on this journey with you." Emily blushed, her heart swelling with love. That night, they danced under the stars, feeling like the world was theirs. As the party wound down, Jake whispered in Emily's ear, "Let's keep this adventure going forever." Emily smiled, knowing they would. Years later, Jake and Emily looked back on that difficult period as a turning point in their marriage. They had learned to communicate, explore, and grow together, building a love that was stronger than ever. And as for the secret in the drawer, it became a symbol of their journey, a reminder that even the toughest challenges can lead to beautiful new beginnings.